Welcome back, horror fans, to the Weird Kid Horror Show. I am your host, the Weird Kid. So today we have Al Omega from Creature Features. Now, Al hails from the San Francisco Bay Area and is another one that's been in the horror hosting game for a long time. So without further ado, I give you Al Omega from Creature Features. Here we are. Welcome, Al Omega, to the Weird Kid Show. Thank you so much for being on the show and taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And
Happy.
yeah, so yeah, I guess it's no secret we had done this once before, and ended up the footage became unusable for whatever reason. So here we are again. But I just kind of wanted to share with the audience here before we get into this. You had sent me a care package, very generous care package, and I appreciate it greatly. And inside of it, I had there was a bunch of autographs and some bumper stickers and fridge magnets, creature feature, and absolutely, it was like Christmas. And I do thank you for that. And we're gonna pass some of that on to some of the viewers.
Love.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to revisit and figure out a good way of doing that. That way, maybe the viewers will have to go to your website or something. We'll have to figure out something in order to qualify to win a little prize package for the Creature Feature show. So,
Okay.
so speaking of Creature Features, I know the inside, but let's recap. It might be redundant, but let's talk about your beginnings. First of all, what inspired you, let's say as a kid? What corrupted you? That's what I like to say. What corrupted you as a kid to follow the path that you're on
Well, those are sort of two questions there. I mean, I loved horror movies and I loved watching horror and science fiction. I was always the kid that took notes. Whenever they were reading from the big black book of incantations and so forth, I took notes. I remember actually writing down the various symbols from Equinox, from the book
now?
they use there, to try to make things to protect myself and so forth. So, but as for being a horror host, that came into being back in 2008. Tom Warsh and Bob Wilkins had just finished a retrospective called Keep America Strong on the old Creature Feature show, Bob Wilkins, and had asked an associate of mine to bring the show back to raise awareness and get more interest in the movie. And so he tapped me because I had some idea of what I was doing, and it's very some. And so we started off filming, and very shortly he sort of bowed out, and I wound up with this show. Since I'd done all the work on it, we sort of had one of those moments where he got peeved and said, well, he was the host back then. He says, if you think it's so easy being the host, you do it. So I did. So I've been sitting in the chair ever since. The chair has changed several times over the years.
And that's been ongoing for 12 years now.
12 years now, going on to our 13th year.
Now, in the beginning, was the set in a studio, or was it always in how did that work back then, early on?
Well, my associate had this weird attic set up. He had a farmhouse, and basically had a closet door in his bedroom, and it led into this whole attic. It was just sort of oddly annexed off. There was a legend that some college boys come in, and they had strung a whole lot of electricity in there. We're using it as a grow room. We didn't see any thing like that in there, but it was a great little space. And that's where we came up with this sort of bit about being stuck in the attic.
Okay. That's interesting. And but was there anyone? Did you have a favorite horror host, like when you were a kid? Is there somebody that you used to tune into regularly, or?
Well, of course, we're old, so that was back when we had antennas. So regularly be very problematic. Of course, I got Channel 2, so I would watch Bob Wilkins, the Creature Feature show there. But another one that I really want to mention was the Ghoul, who had a painted-out lens in his glasses for no apparent reason. But I am actually missing an eye, so although I don't always wear an eye patch. And so, as a kid watching this, there weren't a whole lot of one-eyed characters that I could look at, and he was one of them. So I always paid attention to the Ghoul. Of course, he was pretty weird. So
yeah. But when you were sitting there as a kid, and you were watching Bob Wilkins, did you ever, in your wildest dreams, imagine that one day you not only be like working to help him out, but actually stepping in his shoes and replacing him?
well, I don't know that I've stepped in his shoes and replaced him. But no, actually, I never had any idea about this whatsoever. I mean, as I was having a very important conversation not long ago, the idea that I would be a horror host never crossed my mind until it happened. So, in fact, my associate is one of these guys that great idea, man, not really good about getting stuff done. So he kept shoveling stuff off to me, and he was supposed to do this much, and I was supposed to do this much, and slowly I was doing everything but sitting in the chair, and that's how I wound up in the chair. So since I was the one that invested for everything, I bought everything and so forth. It was simply a matter of finding a new space and sitting in the chair myself. The chair was even mine. So since I had invested so much, that's why I came in. If I had been just hired help, and he had said that to me, I probably would not have been a horror host at all. It was a whole series of events that made it happen. I didn't plan on this in any way.
Yeah. And now the show is going very strong. You're on numerous forms of media. It's a lot. It's like 5 or 6 different places that you could do. Yeah, Roku is you're on Roku, correct? And
I am on several Roku stations. And breaking news, actually, as soon as I get off with you, I have just purchased my own Roku channel. So there will be a new Creature Feature show. The original Creature Features will be on Roku as its own channel, and I will be doing my own shows there, amongst others.
Are you telling me that the Weird Kid just get an inside exclusive here, or?
Absolutely did.
Yay! Oh wow, that's awesome. So you'll have to we'll have to keep tabs on that so we can start informing people on where they need to go to tune in for that. And so you just did one here Friday. That's typically when you release your releases on Fridays. Is that correct?
Well, I try to do them try to have them up for Saturday night is my deadline. But if you follow me and you're on my website and so forth, you usually get a day or two jump on whatever is out there.
Okay.
So that's something I try to do. Although, as you point out, any tiny problem can result in God knows what taking longer. And being that I work in 4K and 60 frame, it takes a long time to render those files.
Oh yeah. I imagine so. So now let me ask you, what would be say your favorite film to host?
I'm sorry, what?
What would be your favorite, like the film that you would host that you would be most excited about? Do you have a favorite? Is there a favorite?
Oh, people ask me about favorites, and favorites sort of come and go. I mean, right now, I'd love to show the Andromeda screen. That would be just so awesome, but I don't get to. Something a little more wacky, but would also be very appropriate, and unfortunately is not available, is What's So Bad About Feeling Good? The opposite of the Andromeda Strain, a movie where a bunch of depressed beatniks contract a disease that makes them happy.
Okay.
And the government wants to stop it right away.
Yeah.
And actually, I just watched that again, and very strong parallels to what's going on right now. It's kind of frightening.
Well, interesting enough, you bring up Andromeda Strain. That film really disturbed me when I was a kid and saw it because I think it wasn't there monkeys or something? It was lab monkeys, and I don't know how they did that as a kid, and I still don't know how they did it. Because I know down this days you can't do anything harmful to animals because the
Yeah.
PETA and Humane Society would come down hard on you. But I know that in history, sadly, because I don't like seeing animals get harmed, they used to do all kinds of crazy stuff to animals just to get the shot. And I think, from I remember correctly, in the Andromeda strain, they exposed the monkeys to the virus, and then they went through this whole uh, horrible
Twitch.
looking
Yeah.
asphyxiation looking thing, and it just made me. How did they do that? Was that like stock footage or?
No, it wasn't stock footage.
Yeah,
And quite frankly, way back then, there probably weren't the laws in place. So they may have killed those animals to make those shots.
yeah, that's kind of messed up, But that's film history, I guess, as they say,
Yeah.
At least it's not a cannibal holocaust. That's one thing, but
Yeah, that's a lot harder to do that
yeah.
way.
But one thing that what drew me to you, Al, was when I watched, when I discovered your programming. One thing I liked and I'd always appreciated was the fact that when you got into a film and presented it, you gave a lot of backstory on the film itself. You tied certain actors to other projects that they were involved in, and basically it was all the BTS behind the scenes uh, of the film. And I always found that very interesting, and that's something that I noticed that you do on just about every film that you present.
Well, that's what I like to do. I like to talk about this stuff. And I also find that very interesting. For instance, Andromeda Strain was one of the first movies to use picture in a picture. Very first movie to do that. That was a
Oh,
brand new effect.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have problems though on some of these movies because I show movies that are so bad that the people in them never did anything else. There's no information about them.
True.
The producers didn't do anything else. That makes them kind of hard to show. But
Uh-huh.
I like some of these really bad movies, and I think they need to be seen.
Yeah.
And I still want to bring them out whenever possible. So whenever you see a show and there's a lot of filler in it, that's because there really wasn't anything to talk about these people. There wasn't anything I could find,
Yeah.
sadly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But and that's the thing. We say bad films. Like what was it? Attack of the Giant Leeches. Is that what the title of that was?
that was, yeah.
As a standalone film, it's absolutely deplorable. I remember watching it as a kid. It had more of an impact me in my impressionable mind as a child, but now as an adult, bad. It's a bad film. But however, horror hosts, especially such as yourself, I believe that it enhances a film. It actually makes it more enjoyable when it's presented by a good horror host such as yourself and stuff. And
Well, being a horror host, we notice those little things. I mean, in Attack of the Giant Leeches, if you pay attention carefully and you have a good copy, because some of the copies are very fuzzy, when the monster comes to the dance and everyone starts running, some guy runs up to a girl and rips her shirt off.
oh,
For no
really?
reason. Yeah, just comes up and tears her shirt off and runs away. And it's in the background there, so you really wonder what the direction was. A monster comes in over here and people die, and oh yeah, you go over and rip her shirt off. Yeah, sure, why not? No one will notice that anyway. I have no idea why they did that. If there was something else going on there that didn't pan out or something. So,
So I think
but
we
yeah,
call it
that's
Easter
the
egg.
thing with the horror house. You find out these little bits and pieces, and that you might not notice yourself. Um, we just did a replay here of the incredibly strange creatures that gave up living to become mixed up zombies. And there is a very young Mr. Woods supposedly in the background of one of the shots. So haven't been able to find him yet, but he's supposed to be back there somewhere.
Yeah.
Gives you something to look for.
Yeah, that's awesome. To get in that depth into it, even if it's a super bad film like Attack of the Giant Leeches, to be able to pay attention to such fine detail, and I guess they're known as Easter eggs. The little Easter eggs. To those that don't know what an Easter egg is, it's a little something that could be from something else. I know that Spielberg and Lucas used to use a lot of Easter eggs. They'd steal each other. Sam Raimi from like the Evil Dead and what was it, Stuart Gordon. I think they used to have jabs back and forth at each other, putting little things that like basically little hidden messages. And I think it's really cool that you've studied it enough to be able to see that. So now I might have to take another look at Attack of the Giant Leeches.
Well, there are some other things. Talking about Evil Dead, one of my favorites. In the original, I think it was. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the Evil Dead 2, I think it is. When Ash goes into the shed at one point, the tool shed, if you look above the door, Freddy Krueger's glove is sitting there.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's a little reference there.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. So what do you see for the future as far as creature features, Al?
Well, it's always a very murky ball to go to try to look into to see what the future is for a show. Like many horror hosts, I pay for this all out of my own pocket. I'm not making any money. So at any moment, something could happen from anything from a day-to-day breakdown of a camera. I film in Blackmagic, which is maybe a prosumer or maybe a low-end professional camera. And if something were to go wrong with that, that would be hard to replace right away. So that would be things. I travel a lot to conventions and so forth. And so who knows? Something could happen there. I broke a leg or something. I might not be able to do the show for a while. And a number of things could happen. Not to mention my own personal life. There's always those emergencies where you have to get up and get stuff done, and they have to come first. So it's hard to be stable enough when you have no backup. It's just me and one other guy filming all of this. I got a deaf sound guy, and Mr. Stewart there. That's why he's in the credits. It's the only person in the entire credits besides myself is him.
Yeah,
and Bob, of course.
The deaf sound guy.
Yeah, the deaf sound guy. So, so at any rate, there are so many problems to look at. I would like to, get back on a network. I was on Coffee for a while, and I would like to get back on a network that treats me better than Coffee did. That's for sure. And I would like to see this Roku channel take off. So please check it out. You don't have to actually watch it. You can just turn it on and leave it that way. The dogs will enjoy it. This is what we do for our shows. So I would like to see that. It's so hard, though, to find theaters that would let you a live performance, especially out. I live in a fairly affluent area, and the money they want is astronomical for the smallest of spaces. So, and not interested. You need to find the more rundown theaters for that sort of thing. Although I understand after this whole shutdown, some movie theaters might go selling cheap.
Yeah.
So have to see.
Yeah. And there's a certain charm to a little grindhouse, a little hole in the wall with a screen. There's a charm to that,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Have you ever thought of, do you put your episodes on DVD and offer them for sale
Well, yes, actually we have in the past, and it's just sort of been, we did one pressing to get an idea of what people were interested in and so forth. And so the next pressing will actually be much nicer and a different set of movies. We'll have some really cool DVD cover art.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very happy about that. So yes, you see me. I will be at the next the New Jersey Horror Con, which has been bumped back, of course. I will be at the New Jersey Horror Con, and I will have some of the new DVDs and box art there. So that'll be cool.
Okay, and then of course your autographs and stickers,
and mugs, candles, and T-shirts. We got some new T-shirts. Got some T-shirt designs coming up. Don't know if I'll have them in time. Probably not. All sorts of stuff. Oh, we have hats now.
Oh, okay.
Nice embroidered baseball caps. They're very, very lovely.
Okay, but me myself, I already know I'm not going to be able to make it to New Jersey, and I know that there's going to be some other people that can't go. So where can they go? Can they go someplace to buy this stuff now? If they want a T-shirt or a hat today, and they want to order it, where can they go for that?
We don't have a place yet. We are setting up, and soon, my precious, soon, when you go on the website, thecreaturefeatureshow.com, there will be a link to where you can buy the merchandise
Okay,
soon.
so what we're going to do, because with the power of editing and in the description in this video, uh, there's going to be an empty space. So when the website is finally up, so we're going to tell people, yes, you're going to be able to go to this website, buy T-shirts and DVDs and decals and whatnot, but you're just going to have to wait for the link. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to install the link. So once that is up and running, you're going to send me the link, and I'm going to drop it down here in the description. So people are just going to have to keep checking back on this video, you see.
Okay.
Because at some point in time, that link is going to be there for the website where they can make that purchase.
Yes.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I think we should try to get together and do a little something here on the, down the road here where we, like I said, you were generous. You sent me a bunch of autographs and a bunch of stuff. And I'm going to keep one for myself, obviously, but I'm not greedy. I believe in paying it forward. You were kind enough to send that stuff to me. So I think, we should turn it on, move it, pass it on to somebody else too. So I think maybe at some point in time, maybe come Halloween, or if you got some kind of a special event we can do, then we can try to drive some more people your way that maybe have never watched an episode of Al Omega's Creature Feature.
Well, that'd be lovely. We try so hard to find interesting movies. I spend a lot of time upgrading them because a lot of these guys are fuzzy and terrible.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this week's show, we have an episode of Lights Out added to it with a very young Jonathan Harris in it, Dr. Smith.
Oh, wow.
So it's fabulous to see him in that. And we actually had to do a lot of cleanup just for the sound. And as bad as the sound is on it, it's so much better than it was.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about other outlets as far as especially being out there in California, it's actually everywhere now. Me being one of them, there's a lot of independent filmmakers who've made horror shorts or feature horror films, but are struggling to have an outlet for it to be seen. Is that something you do or would consider, is hosting indie projects?
Well, I have always been interested in seeing people's, not only their movies, but their shorts, anything. And I will show these on the show from time to time, time allowing. But the Roku channel, once it's up and running, we will be looking for feature-length films and shorts, specifically, even if I'm not hosting them, to show.
Uh-huh.
So that would be something that someone's got something. I've often said on the show, send me a note, and I'll be happy to show your short or something, or even just a preview. Previews are great. So, and we have some new stuff coming up. A lot of the previews have a lot more sex and gore in it than I can really show, other than in just a preview. Even some of the short. I had a wonderful short from a wonderful Australian filmmaker, Mr. David Black, and I did have to censor it just a little bit. But things are a little bit different across the pond.
Yeah.
But he makes some great stuff. Now, on that same subject, I also work in film myself. So I have a feature length that's I'm involved with that's just about to come out. I have another feature length I'm just about to dive into with an international producer-director. So that'll be fun. I've worked with him in the past. So always more stuff is coming out. Always watch the show because you just never know what's going to happen.
Nice.
That's one of the things I always tell people at the conventions when I'm doing a show, and if you see me, suddenly look off, what's that, or something over there, or make a comment. Something has happened over there. We don't edit it out sometimes. We just leave it in there. You never know. I'm expecting one of the lights to fall on me at any moment. But we strive for that live TV feel without feeling like we're made in someone's basement with a cell phone, which is what some people do, and some people do it really well.
Yeah.
I gotta be careful saying those sorts of things now,
Uh-huh.
but we try to keep that live TV feel and not get too polished. So
Right.
I don't think I'm in any trouble, any danger of that just yet. But someday that'll happen. I'll have to say, no, we can't do that. That's too good.
Uh-huh. Well, that's great. Okay, but briefly, I want to just go back to so yeah, so with the Roku channel, all the indies guys need to start hitting you up, man, for sure.
Yeah, come talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm
that's definitely something else that needs to fall through. I might even send you a copy of my film. Who knows? You might like it, might not.
yeah.
You could always use it too if you don't like it. If you got a table that's wobbly, you could stick it underneath one of the legs to make it a little more level.
I really like to support indie producers because I'll tell somebody I have this really great idea for a movie, and I'll tell them the twist, and they'll go, "Yeah, what about that?" It's unimpressive to them,
Mm-hmm.
and people will send me things, and sometimes they are not terribly impressive to me. But this is somebody's baby that they really, really want to be seen. And sadly, there's only ever been one movie sent to me that I had to say, this doesn't really pertain to anything.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the guy because obviously this was his baby that he had made, and he's very proud of it. And I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out why.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to tell him that. But as they say, sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I'm
a
glad
tough
it's
racket.
brave enough to go out there and suck.
Yeah, it's a tough racket. You have a vision, and then trying to get it to translate on film is two separate entities altogether.
And on a budget, because you don't have any budget. There's no money.
No, yeah. So you got to think outside the box and figure out, what you're going to do. So, just briefly, just spiel off. Let's hear it. Give it to us full bore. Where else? Where can everyone see you?
Well, of course, you can see me on the creaturefeatureshow.com. That's the website.
Okay.
And you can see me at YouTube on the original Creature Features.
Mm-hmm.
I also have Creature Features on Vimeo. And the nice thing is, if you go to the website, you have a choice of Vimeo or YouTube players to watch, depending on what you like. Vimeo tends to be a little higher resolution. If you have a high resolution TV, that's one that usually likes to show things in 4K. And those are the three big places you can see my stuff, besides seeing it on like Chop Block TV, Ultra Toxic TV. Let's see. You can also see me on VCAT, Vallejo Community Access, and Berkeley Community Media, where I think I'm on at 10 o'clock on Saturday nights now.
Wow.
So, okay. Place to see it. And I think those are all available online, too, to watch if you want.
Okay. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to throw in there or plug or?
The only thing I like to plug these days is the bathtub so I can get enough water in it. But I will say that, I want to thank all the people that have been watching, and I hope some new people get to see it. So tell your friends, and stuff is changing. We brought Cousin Stevie on the set. If you've looked carefully, you may have seen just the tip of part of Cousin Stevie, but we'll be talking to him more. We'll be having some live guests on the show soon too. So that will be
awesome. And I want to let's talk again, Al.
Yes.
Especially when you get the Roku channel up and running, and the website's going for the merchandising. Let's revisit, and maybe we'll do a giveaway together.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
There again, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate it. Yep, and I thank you so much. I'm going to provide all the links down in the description, and I encourage everyone to go check out Creature Features with Al Omega.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
like
sir.
Some of your videos too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful weekend.
You too, and keep America strong. Watch horror films.
And wash your hands.
Yeah, that too. Don't catch anything.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
The one thing that I like about Al's videos, from what I saw, is he breaks down the film. He tells you who the actors are, and he even cross-references them with other projects that they've been involved in, the directors, behind-the-scenes facts. These are all things that I really enjoy. And with these horror hosts, they make even a bad movie enjoyable, because you're suffering through the horrible movie, but you know at some point in time they're going to interrupt with their campy banter and facts or skits or whatever, and it's what makes it so special. So I encourage you to go check out his webpage, check him out on YouTube. I'll drop some links down in the description. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and hit that bell. It's going to notify you when I upload future videos, and there is so much to come. I'm literally backed up. I've got so much so many sticks in the fire. I've got so much that I want to do and share with you. Eventually I'm going to get around to getting it all, but in the meantime, please come with me, come with us, and join the ride. So I appreciate you, and until next time, peace.